So if I asked you guys, what was the biggest flex in Cold War? Oh, yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to get the RPG gold in just over an hour. Now, it seriously does work, and I'm going to go through every single camo for the RPG and give you guys some tips on how to get those camos done as quickly as possible. And as I mentioned, to try and get this gun gold in just over an hour. I'll have timestamps in the description, so go and click on the timestamp depending on what camo you are trying to work on and go for. Without wasting any more of your time, guys, let's get straight into this. Now, starting off with the eliminations with the RPG. Obviously, the RPG is much better than the Sigma for getting kills, and predominantly, as you probably already have been, stick to hardcore Nuketown 24/7. It is an absolute lifesaver. There's so many different places where you can just shoot, and you're going to get loads and loads of kills with this thing. And not to mention, in previous, one of the most recent Cold War updates, they actually buffed the base damage of the RPG. So getting this thing gold for you guys is a little bit easier now. I mean, the gun's still trash, but it will be a little bit easier than what it was when I was doing it, and trust me, it was a bit of a pain. But for me, when using the RPG, I managed to get the eliminations and the double kills very, very quickly. Like, I managed to get them in like 3 to 4 games max, and it was really, really good. Just because obviously the RPG is that sort of weapon. It is built to be able to just try and get those kills easier. It aims in a lot faster. So the RPG for me, stick to Nuketown 24/7 on hardcore, and then just run around, be a bit aggressive with it. You'll see some gameplay in the background from me using it as well, and you'll see what I used to do when using this. And again, don't sit back in windows, don't sit in corners. It's absolutely pointless. With the RPG, because it aims in faster, use it to your advantage and try and push up to enemies on hardcore. Try and play something like domination so you can predict the spawns. So if you've got A and B, for example, you can push towards the C house, and you've got 2 different sides to the house: the window, the garage, and then obviously the doorway. You can aim your shots at those different parts when enemies are coming through, and you can get dual, even triple kills with it. It is very, very effective, guys. Use that tactic. As said, gameplay in the background, you'll see that, and it's very, very useful. Okay, so moving on to the Stripes cam, which is the second one, which is destroy 25 pieces of equipment, score streaks, or vehicles in multiplayer. Now, you can stay on Nuketown for this, and you can then just destroy bits like proxy mines and things like that. And yeah, that's great. It will take you a lot longer though. As you can see, it says equipment, score streaks, or vehicles. For me, vehicles hands down. And how to do that? Dirty Bomb is the best way. Now, for me, there are 3 Dirty Bomb maps. You've got Rucker, Sanatorium, and I think it's Alps or something like that. The best one to play is Rucker or Sanatorium for this. Sanatorium for me is where I predominantly got most of my points towards this camo, because you can hover above the map and just look at your mini map, and you can then dive down and destroy the score streaks as and when they're there. Also on Dirty Bomb, with the little chests and crates around the map, people get things like score streaks out of them. They can get kill streaks, such as sentry guns and other things you can put down. And obviously a lot of people use equipment on the map as well, like gas mines and things like that, which you can put down and it can be destroyed fairly easy. SAM turrets are also a very common one to see on the ground. Even Rucker, which is another Dirty Bomb map, which is effectively in that like jungly area, it's very, very effective for destroying different types of equipment. And for some reason on Rucker, a lot more people are using vehicles on that map. I don't know why, but again, you spawn quite high above the map on Rucker. So again, if you wanted to destroy UAVs and things like that, you can go ahead and do that as well whilst doing this challenge, and it should also count towards your aerials too. So it's a very good way of doing it. Typically, if you want to try and get a couple of challenges done at the same time when you are maxed out with the RPG, then I would stay with Dirty Bomb and just try and go for those vehicles, these score streaks like the UAVs when you're hovering above the map on Rucker. Also, I would try and go for the equipment just to get this challenge done as well on Dirty Bomb. It does work as well. But again, vehicles and equipment, you can get a couple of challenges done at the same time. So typically Dirty Bomb for me is the best one to go for. But if you just wanted to go for the equipment, then obviously Nuketown 24/7 on hardcore is your go-to. Okay, moving on to classic, and this one is again get 2 kills without dying 20 times. And for me, again, this one I would typically just stick with hardcore and Nuketown 24/7 and just go around the map, run around the map, and just try and get 1 kill, and then be a bit more passive when going for the second kill, just to make sure I did get it. And to be fair, I got this one done with no issues at all. I did this whilst I was doing the 50 kills, so it didn't take me very long at all to do this. So again, just when you get the first kill, be very passive and wait for another one to come through a doorway, or wait for them to come around a corner, or even in some scenarios you can get a double kill, which will obviously count towards the challenge anyway. So it's not a difficult challenge to complete, guys. You should do this one fairly easily. Now, this next one could be a bit of a pain for people, and it was for me at the start until obviously I found the way of doing it. So this one is around 20 ground-based score streaks, and again, for me, when I started doing this, I was doing it in Nuketown. And yeah, it's good for doing it in Nuketown because people put sentry guns down and things like that. And yeah, it worked. It will work eventually if you really put the time into doing it, but it's not the most effective way of doing it. Again, it says 5 ground space score streaks or vehicles. Again, vehicles being the massive other thing on these camos. You can destroy vehicles in Dirty Bomb or Combined Arms, and you can still get this to go towards your challenge. Again, it doesn't have to be on a specific Dirty Bomb map to do this. It can be anything. Again, I typically did this on Rucker and Sanatorium because, again, for Sanatorium, the map is a bit bigger. A lot more people use vehicles to get from one objective to another. And on Rucker, again, you spawn above UAVs and things like that. So again, that's good for aerials, but not necessarily for this challenge. But you spawn in that map, and a lot of people use vehicles in Rucker to get from one place to another because, again, the map is fairly big. So I would typically stick to just using and destroying vehicles, hovering above the map, looking on the mini map. When you press back, go across to the map, and just watching it with engineer on, and it will give you obviously a pinpoint where enemies are if they're in vehicles, and it will also show on the map if there's different sentry guns or other score streaks on the ground. RCXDs also they count towards this, so a lot of people use RCXDs on Dirty Bomb, and quite a few people use them on Nuketown too. So if you do come across any of those, then obviously make sure you've got your RPG on to destroy them. But typically for me, I think I got this challenge done in about 3 Dirty Bomb games. It was ridiculous the amount of people that were using their vehicles on Rucker and Sanatorium. You can use this on the Alps map as well, so the snowy Dirty Bomb map, but not necessarily many people really use vehicles on that map, and I don't know why or what it is, but I find a lot more people use vehicles on Sanatorium and Rucker than they do on the Alps map, so I would try and avoid it if you can. Going on to Flora, this one is obviously the big one, and the reason why a lot of people absolutely hate the RPG, and for me, the Sigma aerials, I did them in like 3 games. You can just lock onto a UAV, especially on Nuketown, lock onto a UAV, 3, 4, 5, 6 UAVs per game. You can destroy them all. It was fairly easy. Obviously, the RPG, when you shoot it, it goes like this. The bullet goes like that. It doesn't go in a straight line. I must have shot down 3 UAVs out of the 25 it took me to do this. And I must have tried to shoot down at least 100 UAVs. Missed pretty much all of them. Must have took down like 3 or 4 out of the 100. And it's stupid. It is absolutely ridiculous. And if you're trying to do the challenge like this, you're going to be there all day. So my tips to you guys: do not shoot UAVs down. It's absolutely pointless. Unless you are very good at doing it, just don't waste your time. If you were going to stick onto normal game modes like Nuketown, or if you're going to play the normal playlists, again, there are different things you can do, and this is exactly what I was doing, and it really worked out. Have an LMG on your primary weapon. Have the barrel on, which increases vehicle damage by 200%. When an attack chopper comes into the map, you spray it down up to the tiniest bit of health, and then you take it out with the RPG. Again, it just saves you having to shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload. It's about 3 to 4 RPG bullets to take down a chopper, and in that time, someone can just easily Sigma your last one whilst you're reloading. It's really frustrating. So for me, again, use the LMG or an AR or whatever it is. Get the chopper down to a decent amount of health where you know that one RPG bullet is going to take it down, and then finish it off with the RPG. It's one of the most effective tactics to use. Again, this works with chopper gunners and things like that. But for me, that's what I did with choppers, and it always worked. And to be fair, I shot down quite a few choppers using this thing as well. Another thing as well is care packages that come in from the enemy teammates. When a care package comes in on the map, if you have engineer on, you can obviously see that care package coming and where it's coming from. You've got to be careful though, because when a care package just stops above the map and you are shooting it from quite a long distance, again, the rocket is going to go everywhere, so it might miss. You have got to be very precise when trying to shoot down these care packages. And the amount of times I've missed enemy care packages just because the rocket is flying everywhere, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. So when a care package is coming in and the announcer says it, look on the map where it is and try and get into a position which is rather directly underneath it, or in a position where you know that you're going to hit it from like a shortish range away. This will obviously guarantee that you destroy that care package helicopter, and yeah, that's the best way of doing that too. So again, the 2 ways in normal is attack choppers with an LMG or care packages, and they are for me the best 2 to go for. Now, how do we just get this really easy? How do we absolutely smash this out the park without even having to bother to really put much effort in? And this, guys, changed my life. Again, we're going to go back to Dirty Bomb, and we're only really going to stick with Rucker in this scenario. Rucker is the only map this can really be done effectively on, unless you are a freak of nature. So on Rucker, obviously, you spawn above UAVs, you spawn above counter UAVs, you spawn above every score streak on the map, and you can hover and fly down. You spawn quite far above them as well. Typically what I would do, when I know a UAV is in the air, I will rather kill myself to make sure I'm above them, or obviously when the UAV spawns in and I'm in the air already, I will fly or glide over to that UAV, I'll get directly next to it, and then I will shoot it 1 bullet with my RPG. This will obviously count towards your vehicles, and it's the best way of doing this, guys. Honestly, I must have spent hours and hours and hours trying to shoot aerials down in Nuketown and things like that. It's fucking stupid trying to get aerials done with this weapon. Unless you're doing the attack chopper and the care package thing, yeah, it's an easier way of doing it in a normal mode, but it's going to take so long still. Doing this in Dirty Bomb is seriously going to save you guys so much fucking time. Oh my god. When I realized that Dirty Bomb was the way forward of doing this, I think I had 8 aerial score streaks on the board. 2 Dirty Bomb games on Rucker and I'd finished this challenge. It was ridiculous. The amount of UAVs, counter UAVs that people are using in Dirty Bomb from care packages and things like that is crazy. Don't be afraid to just go for UAVs, because counter UAVs, you can go for those too. But again, the way to do that, similar to one of the last challenges that I already told you about, is to put an LMG on with the damage increase to vehicles on the barrel. Put that on, spray the counter UAV down until you see that it goes on fire, and then it's a one shot with the RPG. That is as simple as that. And again, you can try to 2-shot with the RPG, but again, reloading whilst gliding can be a bit of a piss take, and you might get too low in order for you to actually take out the UAV, or by the time you've shot it once, glide down below, reload, you look up again, the UAV might have shot off. So again, the most effective way of doing this is to put on a class of an LMG with the barrel, which gives you 200% of vehicle damage, and then just spray down counter UAVs until they get set on fire, and then one bullet or one shot rocket with the RPG to destroy it, or glide above obviously a UAV when you spawn in and shoot it once, and then it's done. For me, the best way to do this challenge is to just by doing that. Again, it does mention that there are vehicles and things like that you can take out. This doesn't count for vehicles on the ground. I've tried it, it doesn't work. I was a bit gutted about it. The only way to do it is if you were taking out vehicles, which are like player-controlled helicopters in Dirty Bomb, things like that. That's where you would take it out in Dirty Bomb. But again, for me, it's just counter UAVs and UAVs, and obviously the choppers that you can take out too. Again, choppers work very well in Dirty Bomb 2, exactly the same as what they would in Core. Use the LMG to shoot down the chopper all the way until it's nearly completely down, and then just destroy it with an RPG. That is the best tactic to use, and as I mentioned, guys, I did it in 2 to 3 Dirty Bomb games. It was so overpowered, and just do not waste your time on normal trying to shoot down UAVs and things like that, because it will drive you fucking insane. Okay, onto the science camo, guys. This one is 3 score streaks or enemy vehicles in a single game 10 times. Now for me, this one, yeah, it was a bit of a pain when I first started, I'm not gonna lie, but there's actually a ridiculous trick to get this thing done, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what it is right now. So I was live streaming the other day and I was doing this challenge, and a person came into my stream and he basically said to me that, bro, why are you doing 3 RPG kills? You do realize that you can destroy the first 2 score streaks with the Sigma and then get the final kill with the RPG, right? I tried this out. It absolutely changed my life. You know, I did this thing so fucking quickly. It was absolutely unbelievable. Imagine just being sat there and trying to destroy... Imagine being sat there in a Dirty Bomb game and trying to destroy 3 vehicles or 3 score streaks in a single game and not getting any luck. Getting the 2 done, you're about to get the last one, it doesn't work. Or you're in a normal game. As a Sentry Gun, you've managed to destroy a UAV or a chopper and nothing else comes into the game. Sentry Gun, Sentry Gun, Sentry Gun! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it, do it, do it! Come on, please, 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 please. There's no fucking way it works. Oh my god, there is no fucking way that works. Yeah, it can be really frustrating, and it was one of the reasons why I absolutely hated doing launches, because I didn't know these little tricks. But again, for me, the best thing to do in this scenario is use this class I'm using on screen right now. Have a Sigma as your primary, have an RPG as your secondary. Go into a normal game, doesn't have to be hardcore in this scenario, because it's just score streaks. So go into Nuketown 24/7, and the lobbies are going to be fairly sweaty. So a lot, when the UAVs are in the air, shoot the first 2 down with the Sigma, or it's going to be a counter UAV, choppers, whatever it is. And then the last kill or the last score streak that you destroy has got to be with the RPG. Hopefully there'll be a Sentry Gun or there'll be a chopper or something like that that comes on the map so you can get that final shot with the RPG. I'm hoping that there will be, but if not, then obviously you need to wait for that the RPG. If you get the first or the second kill with the RPG and the last one with the Sigma, it's not going to count. You have to get the final score streak destroyal with the RPG in order to get the challenge done. Use that tactic, guys, to your advantage. It's really, really good. I don't know if that's going to be patched anytime soon, but for me, that was the best way of doing it. And again, normal Nuketown 24/7 doesn't have to be hardcore, was the best way of doing that for me, and I got this done. I got this done in maybe 5 games. It was really, really good. And then, of course, the final one, the psychedelic camos, which is around double kills. So kill 2 or more enemies rapidly 25 times in multiplayer. For the Sigma, this was hell on earth. But for the RPG, it's not that bad. I think I did this challenge in 3 games. It was stupid. The amount of double kills, triple kills, and one kill after another I was getting in these games. I don't know how I did it. Maybe I was just really lucky when doing it. But it was very, very easy for me to do this with the RPG compared to the Sigma. The Sigma took me like a week. This took me like 2 games. So yeah, it was quite significantly different. But again, the best way to do this, Nuketown 24/7 on hardcore. Has to be hardcore, can't be core. Like I mentioned in earlier challenges for kills, again, do this on Nuketown on, for example, Domination, which is the best game mode for doing something like this. If your teammates have got the first 2 flags, so A and B, for example, you can then push up to the middle of the map, and then you've obviously got, for example, with the house, you've got the left-hand side, the right-hand side, the garage, the window up top, and you've got the doorway. When you see an enemy in those doorways, 9 times out of 10, they've obviously come from spawn, and a teammate is following them, or they're with someone else. So what I typically done was just aim for those sort of areas where I see gunshots or people challenging for gunfights, and I would shoot down there, and typically I would get double kills out of it. It worked very, very well for me, and it's the best way of doing it. I wouldn't play anything other than Nuketown for the kills on the RPG or the Sigma, to be honest. I think Nuketown is probably the best thing to do. You do need to surf lobbies a little bit to try and find a lobby that doesn't always have Flak Jacket on, because Flak Jacket is a fucking bitch in this game, especially for the grenade launcher as well. Absolutely horrendous perk to have in the game in the first place. It helps a lot when you're obviously trying not to die from nades, but when you're doing a challenge with an explosive, yeah, the RPG and the Sigma are not good as it is, so having something to counter their damage even more, and potentially even sometimes make the Sigma a 4 rocket kill, is fucking stupid, guys. So unfortunately, there's nothing to counter Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket will always be there. It's always going to be OP. It's always going to be stupid. But for me, the best thing to do is I surfed lobbies a little bit. I tried to find lobbies that people didn't really have it on, and just went for the double kills in that game. And guys, once you've obviously done all of that, you will unlock the gold camo. Then if you do the Sigma as well, if you guys want me to do a separate video for the Sigma going into detail with that, I'm more than happy to do that. But just let me know in the comments down below, because again, the Sigma did take me a lot longer, but again, now I've got it gold, I'd kind of know a little bit more on how to do it a lot faster. So if you want that video, then let me know. But guys, you'll get look at that, and then once you've finished it, for me, it was pretty much the last weapon. The M Ultra is the one. And yeah, the biggest flex in Cold War is Dark Matter launchers. Oh my god. But guys, I really hope you did enjoy this video. I really hope it did help you guys. And yeah, if you want any more videos, informational videos like this, and how to get a certain weapon class or anything like that gold a bit faster, again, I've got Dark Matter. I've done all of them. I know exactly what needs to be done now in order to get them done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So if you guys are struggling with anything, then do let me know. But guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy, just leave a like and subscribe down below for plenty more content like this, and a load of different gameplay and informational content as well. But guys, we'll see you in the next one.